family, potluck, gorgeous Tuesday night, real spirit of Ruta Maya. The return of positive philosophy. 401k, shocking in the show. 401k shredded, think Buddhism, Zen. Future money was never real. President, reality, a dream. Third world becomes our first world again. Now is the time for all good people to come to the aid of all good people. To cease detachment from TV hurricanes, direct experience tonight, not mediated distant views. Free will and choice resurrects instantly, food pantries as community chess. Individual as personal choice, ant life over elephants. Now, it really matters that we're not distracted by matter that is conjured up for us to meditate upon the real values in our daily equation. Wild winds do shake their foundations. We live outside their fragile frames and within sing the new as if we know what happens is for a reason. All is exploration. Wonder resurrects. We're witnesses at ages compounding, participants in instant miracles, and this potluck is just the beginning. All is possible this evening. Trees make great poems. Thursday night, Lee is featured at Round Robin Review up in Wimberley. Wimberley is where the trees are, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing a poet convoy from here about 4 o'clock if you want to come up to Wimberley to see Lee, who is documenting this for you. And this is called Talking to Trees, for the Tree Boy, right? It's by Bree Hancock. Once upon a sunny Alice in Wonderland afternoon, picnicking with friends in an ordinary public park, the idea came to talk to the trees, or rather, listen to what they had to say. And I found their words hung in the air about them, accessible at any time to anyone with patience to listen, with whole body attentive. I heard them speak of being more than the ground one grows from, of growing beautiful in the light of the sun immortal day. And a cloud passed, I heard them speak of loneliness, of being alone amongst friends, and the need for special ones with whom to share one's lovingness and humanity. And I thought of my speeding fast down tree-lined avenues, ignoring their treesiness. But now imagine my reaching out and touching each tree as I pass, glad of their being there, and me, just glad to be. Bree Hancock. Good news for the coming depression. Now that flying is high priced and security stressful with full capacity and low service, we become more selective about our carbon emissions. Now that General Motors' stock net worth is zero, we can't afford to buy SUVs. Now that all banks are consolidating via bankruptcies, we forget retirement plans. Now that wages stay depressed, we work for ourselves, we tend to play more, take things lightly, go to poetry readings. It's all a matter of catastrophe context. Evolution is the way you look at things. This is a very, very small world. Why not sing? When dragons roar, ants stay underfoot. When dinosaur corporations death rattle, we write more, we sing more. Some dinosaurs were vegetarians. Some survived as sharks and crocodiles. All of them evolved, even those who choose not to. So she lives indoors, painting caves to live with him. He makes the world's longest mural. She digs her own green organic garden. He writes poems and gives them away, sits on a park bench and draws every day, pours what she sees into visions, knows we're all connected. So every step denies evolution, while banks crash and car makers fold. She's making new, miniature worlds of colour, shape and form. All this as true as your next breath. Every step for life defeats old waiting death. When Nelson Mandela was head of South Africa, he had 2 poets to praise him, right? One for each tribe, one for the nation. When Kennedy was inaugurated, he had Robert Frost. When Clinton was inaugurated, he had Maya Angelou. And Robert Frost actually tried to read a poem, but the sunlight was in his eyes, and so he had to do a memorized one. So, but Bush wouldn't allow poetry in the White House. The taste of Obama, he apparently likes ludicrous. So, yeah, Obama. So this is about, here, it's about 1 minute. Great lines and lives, your beginning or ending. Historical signs denote homes of poets. Garcia Lorca's grave where he was murdered, so eloquent, by his silencing, like those Russian Gulag poets whose cells rang with scrawled lines. Do we remember, or do we forget? Pablo Neruda, Ovid in their banishments, Ezra Pound in his army cage enraged, Robin Redbreast with blood weddings. Writers, as vulnerable as our unwritten skin. Will we be remembered for our forgetting? Frost's home defiled by unconscious vandals, Ginsberg's apartment rented by yuppies, all with no knowledge of contemporary poetry. Wordsworth's Dove Cottage, a tourist industry. Yet he wanted no walkers in his Lake District. Lives are lived outside of museums, and if these lines do not sing, do not ask where I live, in this skin, 1 million butterfly wings. Flapping black ink spots, atrocities occur to poets like politics as paranoid practitioners. Word on these front lines is silenced when bodies of work are buried in wars. Siegfried Sassoon to Iraqi embedded blogs. We lose when your voices are not heard. Word is that power finds this verse inconvenient. Hence no bird at inauguration nor in the White House. But every home is a space of resistance, especially when you practice what you speak, and no living bird will ever freely forego their own wings.